Hi there! I'm wanting to catch up on my project life. I haven't always taken a picture every day, but I've still been taking some pictures along. And the month of August, I have some individual activities that have been scrapped separately. I went through my pictures, and these photos, there's what, 3, 6, 9, 12 photos here that didn't really fit into any other stories, and I'm going to include them on a single Project Life page to kind of capture the odds and ends of the month of August. I printed them out as 2 inches by 3 inches so I could get several on a 4 by 6. I could print across one sheet, and I turned some of them this way, and so I had them like this. And that way 4 prints, and I got all my pictures. Now, then I brought them home, and I cut them apart and tried to figure out what to do with them. So what I want to show you next is where I took all these pictures and I laid them on a piece of white cardstock and just played with some different arrangements and some different ideas. So let's look at that first. So this is the arrangement that actually went out, and that was just doing them very randomly, or pretty randomly, in a grouping. So they're not in straight lines. I don't have to worry about putting papers in between them. I just have a grouping of pictures, kind of an odd collage sort of look. And I may move them around a little bit. I've just kind of got them on here in one formation of this photo arrangement. Now what I want to do is I'm actually going to move them up just a little bit on the paper because I want to put the title underneath them. And where I'm getting my title is from a variety of different small prints out of my 6x6 pads. A lot of this is Lakeside by Pebbles, but there's a few others here. And I'm going to spell out the word August. And let's see, that's A-U-G-U-S-T. That's 6 letters. And I have 7 papers, so I miscounted. But I'll pick out some of these and turn them into the letters. And where I got the idea for my title is a very casual title. It's not my normal thing. But I want to show you a photo of something from an art journal page that I did recently. Now again, that title is not my normal thing, just to cut out the letters and outline them in black, but I really liked how it came out, so I decided I would put it on this page because I'm going to do a little bit more of an artsy kind of page. So I'm going to take my photos and lay them over to the side, and I have a picture of them the way they were arranged, so if I want them back that same way, I can put them that way, or I can arrange them a different way, but still they're going to all be grouped in the middle of the page. And there'll be a little bit of space between some of them, so I want to put something on this white cardstock. I want to put some color on here, and then I'm going to go around the edge, probably with either with paper or probably with washi tape, and my title on the bottom. So what I'm going to do for color, this is the orange peel cardstock from Basil. It has quite a texture to it, and I like how it responds to mists. So I have several different mists that I want to spray on, one at a time, and let it dry good between them so that the colors won't blend. When you spray mists, they're not permanent, so when you spray more mist, you can still end up with some blending of color, but if you let them dry, you have a better chance of avoiding too much color blending. So let's see, I have a couple of warm colors here, in the pink and the orange, well 3, and the yellow, and then I have a cool color in the green. So I think I'm going to start with, I think I'm going to do them like the warm colors down, diagonally down here, and then maybe add some green top and bottom. So I'm starting with the Mary Mary color from Studio Calico, and I have lots of paper spread out here to control my mess. I'm going to do some heat drying between the different colors. Because mist is water soluble, the heat drying will help, but as you put additional colors on, they can mix some. But as I say, the heat drying will help that quite a bit. Now down in the lower left corner, I'm doing the Heidi Swapp Color Shine in Peach. And in the middle, a yellow from Studio Calico. The green color is not a warm color, but it's the darkest color that I have. So it's not going to take a whole lot of it to really show up. Just kind of checking here with the photos to see how things are looking. I think I need a little more orange. And I have a mist that has a little bit of an orange tone to it, a cameo color. I think I'm going to add that into the lower left corner. And maybe a little bit up in the right corner. And also yellow is in the very center, and the photos are going to cover most of that, so I wanted to add a little bit more of that in as well. Right now I'm ready to add my washi tapes around the edges. I've picked several different kind of busy washi tapes because I don't have a lot of pattern other than what's going to be in the letters. We'll start with, just trying to decide which one. I think I'll start with this chevron. I have one that's a chevron, one that's a polka dot, one that's a stripe, and then an arrow print. So they're all a little bit different. I'm just running them along the very edge of the layout and then tucking the ends in. And I'm turning the layout around so that I won't get my head in the way while I'm doing this. Okay, and that does a nice frame for the page. And I'm ready to start placing some of the photos on here. And I try to, spread the people out first, and then kind of figure out what to do with the others, maybe more in terms of color that's in the items and what I can tuck in behind other things. And I've not referred back to my original photo. I'm just kind of placing them where I think they look good. Okay, I have everything glued down. And I've left a little bit of space in between a couple of the photos. Some of that sort of happened naturally, and some I helped along, so I'd have a place to put embellishment. I'm ready to write my journaling on, and I'm using a Pitt brush pen from Faber-Castell. And I'm starting with kind of the upper left-hand corner photo and just writing about that, and then some of the other photos. A lot of things have to do with the same issue that we had in August, which was it rained, and it rained, and it rained, and it rained. And a lot of things happened because of that. It was a cool month, and one thing led to another. And what I'm trying to do is to make the journaling end over on the lower right-hand corner and not go across the bottom, and that's what I was able to do. I could have done the bottom since I hadn't put the letters on there, but I didn't really want to. Now I have these papers for the letters, and I'm going to go ahead and write out the word August, and then just cut out my letter. I'm actually going to cut my letters kind of as I go, but I need something to sort of guide me a little bit rather than cutting directly on my pattern paper. And apparently I can't spell because I did A-U-S. It doesn't really matter since I'm cutting the letters out that I have them in the right order, and there are 2 U's in August. So I can just use the same pattern over and over for that one. But this will give me an idea of the letters. And I'm putting the papers in the order that I want to use them in, so I know which one I want to be the A. That's that floral. Okay, now I have 6 papers, and show you how I'm doing the letters. I'm just laying them on top of the paper and then cutting around them. And I'm cutting them a little bit larger than the design that I drew, because I felt like I had room to have them a little bit larger. And then I'm going to do the outlining. I could have drawn the black outline on the paper. I just felt like I get handwriting is not my thing, and even though I want these letters to be, unfortunately, I want them to be kind of a whimsical look. I still felt that for me it was better to do a pattern with them. And I've got the letters done, and I used some thickers for 13. And I'm going to add some embellishment with flower punch using some of the papers that I have left over. This is a flower punch that was from Stamping Up. Any kind of flower punch would do for this. I'm not sure they're going to be large enough, but we're going to try them, the size, and then see if I need to make them a little bit bigger. Putting a couple layers together, and I have some brads picked out from my mind's eye to go in the middle. Okay, so here's our completed page. We've got kind of a fun Summer of Love kind of layout going on here. What I ended up doing with the flowers is just cutting something out on cardstock on the Cricut just to finish those up and make them a little bit larger. I've got the washi tape going around the misted background and some hand-cut letters and the journaling around the edge. So it's sort of a different kind of arrangement. Definitely different to what normal Project Life kind of layouts look like. But I hope you liked it. I hope you found it kind of fun and something different to try out. So thanks for watching, and please check out my blog for more information.